Audio Jungle.
Good morning, everyone. Remo here. Beautiful morning in Whittier, California. We're going through some tips on what to look for when walking through a house. So we have two buyer's agents, Francisco and Mary, that are going to do a killer job and explain to you what things to look for when shopping through a house. So come on in, follow me, and we'll get to meet them.
Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Mary. I'm with Remo, the Realtor team. And today I'm going to walk you through a property just like I do my buyers to kind of show them what are the things you want to look for when walking through a property. So first of all, we're going to walk through the living room of the house, kind of take a look at your surroundings. And you can see just from looking up that this house is an older property, so it does have the older popcorn ceilings. So that's one thing. Something you have to think about going down the road, is it something I'm going to have to invest some money to get it scraped and just have it all flattened out. Next, we're going to go ahead and walk through this part of the living room just to show you that there's no real formal dining area here. However, you can see that they did sort of place the table just to kind of give you an idea of what you're looking at. Sometimes I tell the buyers also make sure you look at the windows, because some windows might be updated, some might be the older windows. In this case, it looks like these windows are the older windows, so you might need to update those just so that you're energy efficient, especially if you decide you want to put AC into the property. Next, we're going to walk through the kitchen. Typically what I like to do is I like to first open up the cabinets when I walk in just to kind of see what we're dealing with. And here we have actually a water heater in the kitchen. Now, one of the things you want to look at is the straps. And here you can see that it's not tightly strapped, so if we have an earthquake, this little guy might move around and fall over. So one of the things a home inspector and an appraiser will call out is having this double strapped and secure. Okay, great. The windows look like older windows also, just from what I can see through the blinds. You can also take a look at the appliances. So when you walk into the house, you kind of want to get an idea of what's going to be included, what's not, what's coming with the property. So we have a refrigerator here, then we have the dishwasher, and also we have an electric stove. And up here you have what would be a range hood. So what that would allow for is for the smoke to exit the property. In this case, they have a fan actually up top, which actually can be converted if you decide you want to put in a range hood. So it's easy access. Next, you want to come over to the sink and take a look at the water pressure. So I typically like to turn the water on and see basically what we're dealing with. The pressure looks pretty good here. Very good. And also, I didn't see a switch for garbage disposal, but let me take a look and see what this is. Oh, there it is, and it sounds like it's working. Great. We also have an oven. This looks like an older, outdated oven. Some people like this because it's considered antique, but you might want to update that yourself down the road. So those are some of the things you want to look at as far as how old are the appliances in here? Is this going to cost me money down the road? And you just take all that into consideration. Next, we're going to walk into the next room. This room here looks like it might be a den or a family room, maybe even a bedroom that was converted. You can see that there's a closet here in the corner, so typically this may have actually been a bedroom. We have a fireplace here. I didn't see any turn-ons for gas, so this is probably an original wood-burning fireplace. Nowadays in California, we can't burn wood though. So you might want to get one of those electric illuminating little logs that look great and they actually give out heat. Also in the closet, what I like to do is I like to walk over to the closet and just kind of get an idea of where the crawl space might be to get underneath the house if your house is on a raised foundation. And also up top is a crawl space to get into the attic. Behind me there's another room. It looks like this may have been an addition just from the way it's configured, and it looks like you have to actually step down to go into this room here. So we'll go ahead and walk through and take a look at this room, and I'll just give you an idea of what it is you want to look at when you're going through each bedroom. So one thing I do like to look at is the windows again, and just kind of get an idea what are the windows like. So this one here, these are the older windows. So again, these would probably have to be updated down the road. So there's some things that you want to look at. And you do have wood paneling. I mean, it's kind of groovy if you're into that. Again, you kind of want to look at, okay, do I want to keep it this way? Do I want to update it? I did notice there is popcorn ceiling on the roof, so that's another thing you kind of want to observe. And then lastly, I like to open up the doors and just kind of get an idea. I thought at first this would be a big window, but it's actually a sliding door. It's aluminum. So again, this is another older, it is an older home built in the 50s, so that's pretty much what you're going to get. It looks like they have a little bar sink here, so maybe this was sort of a playroom or where everybody gathered. In this case, it looks like it's been staged. So from here, I'm going to walk you through two of the bedrooms and the bathroom. Now, just before we get to the bathroom, I noticed that there's actually a cupboard here. So let's open it up and see what's inside. In here we have a heating unit. So this is basically for the heater. So you kind of want to look at it and see, is it older, is it newer? And this actually looks like a newer unit. Next, we're going to go ahead and go into one of the bedrooms, and I'll give you an idea what to look at when you go into the bedrooms. When in the bedroom, you kind of want to look at the floors and take a look and see, typically some of these homes have carpet, and if you lift up the carpet, you might actually find some beautiful hardwood floors underneath. In this case, there are hardwood floors, which actually look like they're in great condition. Again, you want to look at the windows, just like we discussed in many of the other rooms of the house. And then the closet, typically what I like to do is kind of open and close the door and see how the track is. Does it open smoothly? Does it get stuck? You want to look at space. This is important for women. So you want to kind of look at and see, what is my closet space like? So we typically like to open up these and get an idea, and that's pretty deep in there. Next, we're going to go ahead and walk on over to the bathroom, and I'll tell you what to look at when you're in there. In the bathroom, you'll see here that you actually have a stand-up shower and a separate bathtub. What I like to do is sometimes turn the water on just to get an idea of the water pressure. Also look underneath the sink just to see if there's any stains in the cabinet from any possible leaks in the past. Another thing we like to look at is there a heating device? Sometimes these older homes tend to have the older heaters which are connected to the wall, which nowadays can be a little dangerous for kids. Also, you want to go ahead and give the toilet a quick flush and see what the pressure is like when the toilet actually flushes. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and walk through the laundry room, which happens to be right off the kitchen. Sometimes your laundry hookups are actually in the garage, so lucky enough, you have laundry inside the house. Also with a utility sink, which is very helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Francisco, my partner, and he's going to take it from here.
Thank you, Mary. Hey guys, this is Francisco with Remo's team, one of his buyer's agents. Just want to show you a couple things on the outside of the home. Let's go and take a look. As you can see, with the garage on this one doesn't have the laundry hookups on the inside because it's over inside the house, but definitely one of the main things that you want to take a look at with the garage is to see if there have been any conversions or not. This one is just basically a standard garage, so that's the good thing, that there are no illegal additions, no conversions or anything like that. So let's go and take a look at the rest of the backyard. All right guys, one of the things that, well, of course we want to look at when we're outside the house that kind of coincides with the inside of the home is checking to see if there's an AC system. So this one does have the central AC, and as you can see, we have the AC out on the back, and then we have automatic sprinkler system over here. And one of the things that we want to look at as well is to see the neighbors and the privacy of the backyard. And as you can see with this one here, we have the townhomes, the larger townhomes out in the back. The backyard is not going to be that private, so that's definitely one of the things to look at when looking at the privacy of the backyard of your home and for your family. Let's go ahead and go to the side of the house. We're towards the side of the house over here. We're gonna go ahead and check to see for the electrical panel. So if you can see, it has a couple coats of paint that has been painted over, so some of this will have to be replaced. Electrical panel looks like it's a little bit outdated. It has some chipping on it. So definitely one of those things that we're gonna possibly have some updates on the electrical in the future. If you have kids that are going to be playing, you have larger dogs, want to go ahead and give, these walls a little bit of a shove. This one has some of the items that will have to be replaced because definitely something for the safety for the kids and for the pets as well. Not only for your side, but for the neighbors. Let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the house. Some of the things that we want to look at when we're heading towards the front of the house is to look at the windows. These are the older windows, so these are the single pane windows, so heat, energy will flow through it. It gets really hot when you sit right next to the windows, and if the sun is coming in, then you'll definitely feel it. So another thing as well is to look at the sideboards on all of the homes to see if there has been any signs of termite damage or wood rot from either from trees from the past that have rotted the wood. Let's go ahead and go to the front of the house and let's take a look at the street. All right guys, now that we're on the front of the house, we get to see the congestion, the parking, and basically the neighboring areas around here. This one has plenty of parking. It's in a nice area. The neighbors have kept their houses pretty well, so that means that this is a very valuable property. So again, location, location, location. Now these are just some of the helpful tips to look for when buying a home. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and let's go shopping.